For today's Fab Facts,
Yes.
we have received an email from Tim Hannigan.
Okay.
Now, this is a follow-up to a few weeks ago when we were discussing the two-part versions of Thunderbirds that played in various regions around the UK and internationally, remember?
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so that has led to some correspondence, and that is what has been handwritten here for me, which is this week's Fab Fact. So Tim Hannigan said, "Hi, I've been chasing down a crazy 25-minute version of Series 2 of Space 1999 that I saw in Italy in the 1990s.
Okay.
Terrible condition celluloid, heavily edited, and very odd replacement music. It was rotated on early stream platform subscription channel that was available in Italy and later allegedly on the Rai Nostalgia channel. I thought I imagined it, seems not. Sadly, all home video releases around that time were of the double episode splices as released in the UK by Channel 5 Video, but with Italian dubbing and therefore new music. No sign of these crazy edits for sale at any stage as far as I know. Anyway, just wanted to share. Fairly sure these versions of the shows would be the very worst examples ever deployed." Well, Tim, you've really sold them there.
Yeah, great.
So, yes, Space 1999 second season was also broadcast in Italy in a two-part format.
Well.
And the very odd replacement of music Tim refers to was the replacement of the show's end title theme with a brand new song.
Oh?
SOS Spazio 1999.
Get away.
And I'm reliably informed by this note here that it is on the attached tape.
Play it.
Get my tape out and let's just pop it out and pop it into the player.
Okay.
And let's get it playing. Wow.
What the actual hell?
And that was not... Oh, that was the version that played over the end credits. There was also a 4-minute version released in Italy as a single, which you can find on YouTube.
Bizarre.
Now, our Italian is not great. I mean, is yours?
No.
I think we can pretty much understand 109876543210, which is in there, but we are also reliably informed that one of the lines in the song translates as, "Stop that rocket, Mr. Koenig." That's sort of sweet, isn't it?
I mean, that's the title of a film in itself.
Stop that rocket, Mr. Koenig. Yes, this is a sort of carry-on 1999, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, that song that you've just heard was the work of Mr. Oliver Onions.
Oh, right.
Now, Oliver Onions isn't a person. It's actually two people. The brothers Guido and Maurizio De Angelis. I'm sure that's not how they pronounce it, but it's how I'm doing it. A pair of Italian musicians and composers who were riding high in the 1970s and 80s thanks largely to the popularity of their work on many spaghetti westerns and on several wildly successful comedy movies starring Bud Spencer and Terence Hill. Okay. There you go, bet you didn't know that.
Yeah. No.
Incredibly, that song that we just heard was not the end of Oliver Onion's association with Space 1999.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know, what a relief, because they also penned the English language song that appears on the end credits of the compilation movie Destination Moonbase Alpha. That song was very creatively called Space. Whether it was something that they wrote especially or something they had sort of just had hanging around like a bad smell that just happened to fit the tone of the film, who knows? But they did it, and probably the less said about it, the better. So this was one of several ITC projects that the brothers were attached to in the mid to late 1970s, as they also provided a song for Return of the Saint called Taking It Easy, which replaced that show's opening theme tune for European screenings, despite the fact that the replacement song was broadcast in English.
Right.
Yeah. Are we about to play their Return of the Saint song? No,
Oh.
but it is worth seeking out because it's a particularly good example of the way in which tunes that they compose with Italian lyrics in mind, obviously being Italian, could then be saddled with slightly weird lyrics that, when translated for other countries, because the translators had to stick to the same backing track and often whatever words would fit the melody regardless of how much sense they made or not.
Yeah.
So their Return of the Saints song features the infamous line, "I'm going to sit at home to watch your programme when it's on." And naturally, their song about watching the Saint on TV also later turned up as background music in the 1978 ITC Italian co-production Killer Fish, which we all know very well, I'm sure.
Right.
Other projects that the Oliver Onions touch included such infamous Italian rip-offs of American movies as Alien 2 on Earth, The Last Shark, and You're the Hunter from the Future. Now, if we've sounded a bit down on Oliver Onions throughout this Fab Fact, then we don't really mean to be. So please, accept my apologies. It's just that their work on Space 1999 is so 70s and really does not fit the tone of the show
really
at
incongruous,
all.
yeah.
And perhaps a lot of it just doesn't translate all that well for non-Italians. However, the work of Oliver Onions remains very popular. Much of it was very good, and there's a lot of it out there. And you can go and find it on YouTube or wherever on your own time, because we haven't got time on this Fab Fact or this podcast.
Fair enough.
And really, how could we possibly not appreciate Guido and Maurizio for composing two of the catchiest cartoon themes of the 1980s? The songs for D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers.
Get away!
And Around the World with Willy Fogg.
Really? Wow, there you go. Wow.
I thought
Respect.
I recognised a sort of style there.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolute respect. That's brilliant.
Gosh, I mean, I had D'Artagnan and Around the World with Willy Fogg on VHS as a kid and watched them to death.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that...
How funny.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.